Hey, so last night there was a powerful documentary that was aired on W5, which is an investigative program, covers current affairs and such. It's a TV show that aired on CTV, which is a TV network within Canada here. So I knew it was coming up. I was excited to learn about it, as I know a couple of the people in there. So what it was basically around was about the sex abuse cover-up that has happened within the Jehovah's Witness organization, and around the two-witness rule. And basically, if you don't know what that is, it's where if the victim comes to the elders in the congregation and says that I've been abused, this person's been abusing me, they say that you need to have two witnesses. Do you have a witness? And not two witnesses, me and another person, right? So did you have someone else there that saw this? You know, that's two witnesses, right? So, which is absurd, because there's never, in a sex abuse situation, there's the abuser and there's the victim. They don't typically have someone watching ever, unless they're caught with their pants down kind of thing. So the two-witness rule has got to go. And a lot of this type of activism around this, like having documentaries, the vast apostate army, like them going to congregations and, you know, voicing their grievances and voicing what's happened. And it's all about making change, right? Making change in that organization so that the people that are still in the JW org, the people that are in there, they actually still are able to, so that they can be protected from this two-witness rule ridiculousness. It also gives some closure to a lot of these people that have had abuses on them and to them from their past and such. So I think it's very good. It's good to expose these type of things, because a lot of people don't know about them, and it also gives people the inspiration and courage to speak up about them as well. So with that, like, because I was thinking, like, it was a really good documentary from start to finish. It's about 45 minutes, so take a look at it. But I was thinking about the JWs, like if I was to, you know, send this to some of my family that's involved in it, or people that are still in the organizations, still Jehovah's Witnesses, I was thinking, like, what would they say? Would they watch it? You know, there's a good chance they probably wouldn't. Some probably wouldn't, because they already know it's going to be negative, and how dare anybody, it's going to be wrong, and apostates are behind it, so it's mentally deranged people. So there's already like this talking that's been happening from the organization to the members, to not look at that type of information, right? But it's in your privacy, your own home. So, you know, if you as a JW are watching this right now, take a look at that as well. It's actually very accurate as to what does go on. So open mind, please. So, but responses from Jehovah's Witnesses in this topic of sex abuse is that one of the things they would say is, well, it happens in every organization. You know, just look at the Catholics and all this kind of stuff. And so with that response, it's like, so you're saying that just because it happens everywhere else, that it's okay that's happening in your organization? You know, it's not okay. They need to change some things there so that they're not harboring pedophiles. Because what happens is when a victim comes to the elders and they say, hey, this guy, he's been abusing me. And the elders say, well, you don't have another witness, so we can't do anything about it. And so they basically, negate what you've told them as an abuse victim, so that that abuser can continue coming to the congregation, continue going out in service and field service and knocking on doors. So this abuser, this alleged pedophile, isn't looked into. So that pedophile, that person who is being brought aware to the elders are just saying, well, there's no other witness, so guess we can't really do anything. Hey, brother, and it's now this pedophile is still able to just, hang out with kids and still be amongst. And the other sad thing is that the elders are not letting the families, so not letting the parents of that congregation know that this is actually allegedly of happening, So they're keeping it amongst themselves, as elders do, keep it in their own close circles so that they can protect and shepherd the flock, but they're not protecting anybody, because if they keep that information private, which they're writing it down, they've got it in their files, they've got all these things, they keep it under lock and key in a filing cabinets and wherever. They're keeping this information private, and where their first mandate is to look after God's flock, right? So that they should be looking after and shepherding the flock of God. That is their mandate as an elder. Anyway, so that's the around that side of things. So also Jehovah's Witnesses response, oh, well, the victims, they can go to the police. Nobody's stopping them from going to the police. Why don't they do that? Nobody's, we tell them they should go to the police. Well, yeah, they very well can and should and possibly do. Good. Many times they don't, because they don't feel that they have the support behind them. They have already felt that being in front of a committee of elders who have said, well, you don't have, so they're already feeling that they're at a place of disadvantage because, well, the elders in my congregation don't even believe me, and this is my community. So to go outside of that and to go and talk to strangers, the police, and to actually come out with that, which is already hard because they've already had these traumas on themselves. So for them to go and do that without having the backing of their own community, which is their congregation, so a lot of times they won't even go to police, right? The other thing is, if they go to the police, well, there's a very likely chance that that pedophile, that child abuser, the abuser, is still going to the congregation that they belong to. And so that is still happening. And that person is still, like I said, is still like, hey, brother, so-and-so, and he is still in amongst all of the children and all of the families and still knocking on people's doors. So because the elders are not dealing with that person, and not dealing with it seriously and just letting that happen. And even though they've written a file about that guy, they're still letting that person associate with that congregation, right? And with the children within it, and sickening, and it's scary. The other thing that Jehovah's Witness organization says too is that, well, it's up to the parents to be protecting their children. Okay, so it's up to the parents to protect the children. Absolutely. But when, as a shepherd of the congregation, the elder, if they have information that says that somebody has told them that this abuse has been happening, and they have, one person tell them they have another victim, or even just one victim, that should be enough to say, hey, we just need to alert the parents, or we need to let the congregation know. They need to definitely not be holding this in a private state to wait for something else to happen. It's sickening that is what's happening. And then saying, well, it's up to the parents. The parents should have been protecting that child. Well, hey, buddy, you're actually the shepherd of your flock. You've been given this mandate, as an elder, whatever you believe, but you've been given this authority over all these people, and you've been given that authority from an organization that says you're supposed to look after your congregation, and yet you're holding these private bits of information that victims have told you about, or that people have voiced to you. So to say that the onus is only on the parents is not fair, because also sometimes the father of a family is actually doing that to their children. And so when the children have come forward to their parents, which you'll see in the W5 video, the documentary, there is a Trisha, you know, major courage to come forward with your story. And she, you know, it was her father that was abusing her, and she finally had the courage to go to the elders, and the elders said they basically swept her under the rug. It's really, I can't even imagine the trauma that woman has gone through, and just the courage that she's come through with that to tell her story. So, but that's happened. So where the elders have swept these things under the rug, it's not fair that they only put the onus on the parents, and especially when the parents could actually be the ones that are causing the abuse and perpetrating the abuse. So of course, you know, JWs, Jehovah's Witnesses, they abhor child abuse. Of course they do. Who doesn't? It's disgusting. It's awful that that's happening. But Jehovah's Witnesses, any of you out there that are watching this right now, I'm on your side. Yes, child abuse is abhorrent, right? We all in agreement on that. But it's the organization that is covering up a lot of this. They're covering it up because you have elders that are writing to the society, they're writing to the organization and telling them about the victim that's come forward about the abuse. What should we do, brothers? You know, and then they're waiting for a letter to come back to let them know that, well, maybe it should go through judicial committee, maybe it shouldn't, you know, like they're waiting on these type of things, or they're making their own choice of just putting in a file and hoping it'll go away, right? Which it doesn't. So the elders are there to shepherd you, but they really should be helping you. They don't. They're not doing that. And I do hope that there are some that are you know, truly showing a loving spirit towards the people that are victims of this. I mean, their own elders manual, which I have a copy of, it goes into, you know, helping people helping victims of emotional or physical, sexual abuse. And then it goes into reading a Watchtower from 1990, page 21 to 23. Interestingly, well, I don't have those volumes anymore. So if you look online, I couldn't find it to actually see what the elders have in their help. Like, what are they helping with? So anyways, if any of you have that Watchtower from 1990, page 21 and 22, I'm interested to see what the elders actually have to say on that, or what the organization has given them to help. Because it's supposed to be imitating Jehovah, our loving overseer, in helping people that are victims of these type of abuses. So, yeah, so, oh, and then there was another one that I just grabbed also from the Elders Manual. So there's this one it's called, so the excerpt was, victims of sexual abuse need to be treated with extreme thoughtfulness and kindness. And elders should always do what they reasonably can to protect children from further abuse, and follow the society's directives on such matters. And that's from the Awake of 1985, January 22nd, page 8. So I don't know what that says, because they only online, if you look on jw.org, they only go back as far as the year 2000. So anything before that, I'm sure some of you people out there still have all your volumes. I don't. I've moved too many times to bother keeping them around. So anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about today is just that bit, that powerful documentary that I think everyone should have a look at in regards to the sex abuse cover-up. And there's a lot more that is coming out about this all the time. The UK is also doing an investigation around this as well. So, you know, if you're watching from there, if you've had any of these type of things happen to you, you know, there is an investigation that is going on right now. So, you know, get involved with this, because I think the more voices that come out about it, sorry for any noise, it's a busy day out there, but anyways, get involved and be part of it, you know, have your voice heard, right? And that's about it. So check out the video, put the link below, and have a fantastic Sunday. Bye. Oh, and subscribe and like and comment. I love your comments. So, and take care. Have a great week. See you next week. Bye.